Welcome to Luke's Family Test Kitchen. I'm Luke, former chef, cooking at home now instead of the restaurant, and showing you what we make for mostly dinner every night here in our house. So every Sunday we try and write a menu for the week based on what groceries are in the fridge and what food we can pull out of the freezer. And so my daughter requested mac and cheese for dinner one night this week. So I made a really quick mac and cheese. Typically, this is a dish my wife makes. I don't really make mac and cheese at home. This is the one that my wife owns. So it was really, I had to make something that my daughter was going to expect because she expects her mom's mac and cheese, not mine. So I'm going full speed cooking here. I haven't actually sped up the video at all. This is just how fast my hands move. I think from start to finish, this whole dish took me about, based on recording the video time, about 16-20 minutes to make. And the trick is to kind of do it all at once here. So in the pot on the stove on the left, 75 grams of butter, 75 grams of flour. Make a roux, so you melt that butter. Once the butter's melted, add in your flour and stir it. You want to cook your flour, otherwise it'll taste raw. So for about, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes, I just cook that flour butter mixture on a low temperature. And while that's cooking, I'll grate up all my cheese. This is a great fridge cleaning dish. We had some old pieces of Parmesan and Comté from the holidays, so I decided to grate those up and put them in there. And then on the other pot, on the other side, I got a pot of water boiling. Always season your pasta water, season it more than you think. So that way the pasta is cooking and the sauce is cooking all at the same time. This is not a fancy mac and cheese I'm making here. So I'm seasoning it with, there was one jar, I don't know if you noticed it, but it's MSG. We definitely cook with MSG sometimes in our house. It really adds that great umami flavor. And in dishes like this, it's a perfect time to use it. Also snuck in a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder in there. And obviously salt. So once that flour butter mixture is cooked pretty good, you can slowly start adding your milk and whisking it in. Here where I live, we have milk in bags for some reason, and this milk bag's really giving me some trouble. I even think I swear at the milk bag for a moment here because it's really pissing me off. Where I grew up, we didn't really do milk bags. It was milk in cartons, but there you go. Now, when I make, the technical name for the sauce is a bechamel, which is equal parts butter, flour, and milk. You can also add a splash of cream if you want. Then if you add cheese and really old-fashioned, a couple of egg yolks, that sauce is technically called a Mornay sauce in French cuisine. To this, to be honest, I'm not going to add the cheese until I add the pasta because I don't really want to cook that cheese too much. Here I've got the dish I'm going to use. I've buttered it up. Butter, always butter. I'm tasting as I go, obviously always tasting, and just making sure there's enough salt in that food. My kids have quite good palates, and if I don't season the food enough, they will tell me. I definitely add less salt than at home than I used to in the restaurant. When I used to work in restaurants, but my kids know what to expect with seasoning, that's for sure. So perfect timing here. My pasta's done cooking, my sauce is done cooking, and now I'm just going to combine and add it all together. Like I said before, I'm going to add the pasta to the sauce before I add the cheese, and that's just because the cheese is going to melt really nice and beautiful in the hot pasta and the hot sauce, so I'm not worried about the cheese blending nice in there. That doesn't really matter. It all melts and meets together really good in the end. If you were just making cheese sauce, you would obviously just mix that cheese right into the bechamel to start with. Give it a really good mix here. And, once everything's in the pot, taste it again. Always taste. Always be tasting. You want to make sure the food tastes good before you put it on the table. Um, yeah, and again, this meal's great because you can literally just prep everything all together at the same time here. You make your sauce, you make your pasta, you grate your cheese, you do it all at the same time. I did obviously save some cheese to put on top afterwards. So you're going to see me put it all in the dish here. I really give it a good stir once it's all in the dish because you really got to make sure it's a nice equal amount of sauce to pasta throughout the whole dish. It does look quite liquidy here, but that's fine because as this bakes in the oven, those pasta noodles really soak up so much of the sauce that it does become quite firm and delicious once it's done cooking. For me, earlier in the video, you see me read the side of the bag of the pasta noodles. I always cook pasta according to the time on the bag. I like to cook my pasta properly until it's cooked. I don't really like this al dente too much because, especially with kids, you really want to make sure that the pasta is fully cooked. It's nice to chew. It doesn't have any weird bite at the end. To me, that's just undercooked. Something I did here that my wife does not do is I just put a bit of butter in a pan, melted it down, and I'm tossing in panko. And then I cover this mac and cheese in the panko breadcrumb, buttered panko breadcrumb, just to add that extra crunchy layer. I put that on top of the cheese. And then I just bake this in the oven at 350 degrees until it's brown beautifully and bubbly. Thankfully, this was a win. I was expecting the kids not to, especially my daughter, not to like it because it's not her mother's mac and cheese. My daughter did not like the breadcrumbs on the top, but that's how it goes sometimes. You can't win them all. But this was a really quick and easy dinner for me. So yeah, classic mac and cheese. Nothing special here. Just a good meal all around. If you want to see how a chef like me runs a family kitchen without the stress, hit subscribe. And thank you for stopping by Luke's Family Test Kitchen. I will see you next meal.